Have you ever dreamt of flying on a giant bunny, flapping its ears like Dumbo? No? Well, I'll make you one too. Hello guys, happy Easter, happy Ghast. I do really like these flying marshmallows, and today we're gonna turn them into a big flying rabbit, because bunnies are big in Minecraft now too. They made them really large. So first and foremost, in order to work with this thing, we need to remove all the tentacles because we don't need them. I will give it legs later on and I will try to animate them. So now with all the tentacles gone, it's just a flying marshmallow. But this part here is gonna be the head, because we have to make it so we sit on the head. I made a test version before and that was the main body, and then that was a head here, but the problem with the head was that you couldn't see anymore when you were sitting on the happy gas. So now I'm gonna add a body, which that is gonna go underneath like here. This is gonna be so large, and it's just, you know, the texture is glitching. That's why we have to remove this one. I mean, I have to make a texture from scratch anyways. I don't even know how big I want the body. It would also be really adorable if the head was just a ton bigger than the body, but I don't know if that's a good idea. That could be too silly, but silly is good. We want silly. This big of a head could look really weird, but actually I kind of like that. Now we could technically just go ahead and add like little legs. I want to make like really short legs because that would be just adorable if they have like these little legs. And for the back legs, obviously back legs are a little bit different than front legs, so they will stand out on the side like that. And then I will add another cube and I'll make it longer, and then I give them like these long feet because they do have long feet. But they are flying all the time, so I'm thinking it would probably be actually kind of accurate if they would hang down like this. Looks like the back leg is so much longer. Maybe it doesn't just look like it is a fact that the back leg is so much longer. It's so derpy. I love it. You know what? That's good. It needs a tail. Okay, it needs a tail. This would be adorable if it had a little bunny tail. That's amazing. Now we're adding some ears, some big floppy ears. Well, basically the idea is that these ears are gonna flap up and down, and by that the bunny is flying. You know, like Dumbo, the elephant. And then we need to add a snout, because that's what bothered me on the bunnies. Like, they're really cute. I like the new design, but I hate that they don't have a snout. Like, they would be so much cuter if they had a little snout. I know this looks like a pig now, but I'm sure we get it to look like a bunny. So now that we got this, I need to go and add the animations to the legs and the ears. I unfortunately can't really tell you guys how that works. I have to watch a tutorial. It's very complicated. I just copy and pasted what the guy did in the tutorial. Oh! Yes, so we got some floppy ears, they're flying, and now the legs, oh goodness.
One eternity later.
And won't you look at that? I managed to animate it. I animated the legs, they're going basically back and forth a little bit, and I also animated the tail. It's modeling from left to right. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself that I finally learned how to animate. This is so cute. I love that I made these legs basically fly around a little bit individually. I changed the numbers here a little bit so they actually waddle around different times, and that's how they basically look a bit more natural. He's actually looking like he's flying because the legs are kind of waddling around in the wind. But before we can actually be super happy and start texturing, I need to test this. So we are gonna create a texture now, a test texture, and put this into the game, and we'll see if it actually works. And there we are. This is amazing. Look at I know it doesn't sound like a bunny, but that's okay. Look at this guy. The legs are actually doing what they're supposed to do. The wings are also doing what they're supposed to do. It's all perfect. Everything works. So let's give it texture. Let us now start with the base color of the bunny, which I want to make it a white bunny because I like white, okay? Some Easter bunnies are white, some are brown. I don't care. I'll make it white. I'm just dyeing everything purple. I know, this is weird. Why do you dye purple if it's supposed to be white, Josie? Well, it's because I want to hue shift a little bit. I want to add like a little bit of color to it. I don't just want to make it white. I want to have it with a bit of a purple shading. I will go like a bit more in a grayish direction though, because I feel like this is probably too vibrant. And then I go over to blue and I go in a like much lighter shade, but still very grayish. And I'll apply some roundness, some shading. a lot of highlights. I want the base to be dark, so like all the dark shadow parts are gonna be completely dark. And I'm just going over with a lighter color to make it all just more into the light color that I want it to be at the end, which is white. But it's always easiest to build your way from dark to lighter, because then you have like shadow in the parts that you don't see automatically, and you don't have to do that then later by turning off all the different layers. So now the rough shading is kind of done. I'll shift into the more light blue direction, and I go in with this kind of white, not pure white, so we can still add some more details, and then I'll just go over it again. But this time I'll pay a bit more attention where I want to leave shadows. Underneath the head, for example, I'll leave a bit more of this shadow. And we have a fluffy white bunny. Isn't it cute? So the next thing we can do is add some of the redness under the ears, for example, because obviously under the ears there's a little bit of skin showing through. We can give it some blushy cheeks. Wait, that's actually cute. And then obviously we need a red nose. Oh, that's cute! We can make it go around the corner a little bit. So let us add a little bit of shading to it. Shiny. I don't know about the nostrils here. They're a little intense. Maybe I'll add like white here. So, oh, the nose is more like this. One thing we now gotta do is add eyes. To make it look adorable, we need to make it look derpy. I don't know why this looks like a pug, but it looks like a pug. Maybe we'll make it bigger so it can be a bit higher up. Oh my god, yes! I kind of think about like adding the brightest highlight on the nose. Now we're adding some highlights to the eyes. Okay, ooh, we need a pupil. Over the eyes though, I want to add a little bit of a shadow like this. So it looks more angry. No, I don't want it to look angry. I just want it to have like a little bit of eye sockets. Oh, that looks angry. Now it looks sad. It's so derpy, guys. I can't believe it. I want the eyes to also go over to the side because rabbits are prey animals, so they do have their eyes on the side. So having the eye on the front doesn't really make sense. But in order to combine these two ideas, I'm just making both, because not having them on the front would look really, really weird. Could give it some lashes. Maybe the eyes are a little too low down because the head is very big. Okay, I'll move them up and maybe I'll make them darker. Okay, I think I settled on something now. Now, one last thing I gotta do is gotta add some paws. Adding like this, and then we can texture these as well. And for the back legs, actually, since they are facing a whole different direction, we actually have more space. That could be cute. And voila! The bunny is looking a little weird, a little derpy, but that's okay. I think it's a very funny bunny, and I'm gonna stick with this now. And before we work on the harness that's gonna be on the head, it's gonna be like a little bird nest with eggs in there. Let's look at it in game and see if it actually looks somewhat acceptable. oh, it's floating through the floor. Oh no. It looks so silly. I think it's cute. I've never done a model as silly and weird as this, but I love it. So here we have the harness now. The thing with the harness is we need to be really careful that this actually sits on the head. So in order to get that to work, I'm gonna make a new cube. I'll remove the texture so I can see this a bit better. Then I'll make this 1 pixel lower than the harness actually goes, because the harness is a layer above the happy gas and it's not right on it. So I need this to be a bit under so it's not gonna float on the head of the happy Ghast. So now I'll make another cube to make it look more like a round nest. I'll put it here, here, and there. And now I'm gonna move them a little bit so they don't glitch. And now I'm gonna move this one inwards, the bottom one, so the nest looks a little bit more interesting. I think I'm gonna make these a little bit slimmer so the nest is a bit wider, and then I'll add some extra cubes. So I'm putting like little corners in the corners. I'm putting corners in the corners, guys. Now you know. So this is a nice nest, and now I'm adding some eggs, and I have 2 standing ones and 1 lying one, and I think that's kind of cute. So now let's test it in game. And the moment of truth. It actually works! That's really cool. Let me sit on it. Okay, I'll sit in front of the nest. I kind of sit in the nest. I thought I would sit somewhere else, but that's okay. I think that's cute. Let's texture! So in order to texture, I want to start with a brown, because obviously this is going to be made out of sticks. And then I'm hue shifting down into more of a red direction. And I want to add shadow. Actually, no, I'm starting with a dark one. Why am I not starting with a dark one? That makes more sense. Now I'm going to take a very thin brush. And I want to add like sticks. So I'm drawing it sideways, the shadow. Alrighty, this is the nest. And now I want to give it some colorful eggs because it's the time of the year where we paint our eggs in beautiful bright colors. And then I would say as the last egg, we're gonna make it blue because I try to live in black and white, but I'm so blue. And I think we're good to go. Let's look at in-game. Nice. Are you happy? I hope you are, because this is a happy Ghast, so he wants you to be happy, okay? Don't worry, be happy. So yeah, that is a very interesting way of retexturing a happy Ghast. I want to do more with happy Ghasts in the future. I had one creature I saw in my dreams quite a few times that I want to recreate, so stay tuned for that in the future. Hey. Very angry little buddy. And you can get this on my Patreon if you subscribe to my Patreon. By downloading the resource pack, you can use your little anvil friend and then rename a name tag to Bunny. You can just click Bunny on the happy Ghast and it will transform into this wonderful creature. So not all your happy Ghasts will look like this. I think that is a good compromise. You probably don't want every happy Ghast to look like this. And I would just want to say thank you to my patrons for supporting me, and we will see each other in the next one. So keep flapping with your wings. Ears, they're so big. Also, you can get these on my Patreon too. That's all the mooblooms. See you in the next one. Bye bye.